Hello, Collective. Welcome to my channel, Divine Nudges. For those of you who are new to the channel is also new, so thanks so much for stopping by today and hanging out. Collective, today we're going to be looking at divine energy. I'm going to be tapping into some divine messages. Um, Today is the 6-6 portal. So we'll see what the divine energies are wanting to communicate to the collective today. And what I'll do is I will shuffle the deck, um, whichever cards present themselves. I will turn to the page in the book that explains the card. Okay. I'll also deliver any messages that come to me as downloads as we go through this. But the accompanying book of this deck, the Divine Energy Oracle, it has some really good sound advice in it. And I think it would be beneficial to anyone who's here right now, just looking to relax a bit and work out their inner thoughts in a peaceful and calm way. Okay. Um, so it might be a little boring for those who are much more into the dramatic side of things. This is going to be a chill vibe, allowing us to pour into ourselves. So let's see what is the divine energy for the collective. Okay, the first is do all things in moderation. The second is laugh at your demons. Yeah, let me actually turn these around so that you can see them. And the third is address your addictions. So let's get started here, my friends, and see where the reading takes us. So, do all things in moderation and address your addictions, right? This is interesting because these are not necessarily two extremes, but two different spots on the spectrum. This is more of the happy medium, whereas addictions are more of an extreme. Okay. And so when I think about addictions, I think about escapism, the things that we do to escape from the harsh realities of life and how those realities make us feel. A lot of times, addictions really are more harmful to us than good. I say a lot of the times, but they tend to be more harmful to us than good, and more toxic. And that could be on a spiritual as well as a physical level. Okay. So we need to figure out a way, when it says here, laugh at your demons, we need to figure out a way to deal with those harsh realities without running away from them. Because when we run away from them, we run towards all sorts of things. It's more of a wing it energy as opposed to an intentional one. And so, in the end, we run towards disarray. So, by laughing at our demons, we can kind of bring these tendencies into moderation. All right, so let's go to do all things in moderation to see what the book has to say about that. All righty. It says here, have you been overindulging in some area of your life lately? Are you eating chocolate, for example, like there's no tomorrow? Have you dropped the ball on your exercise regimen and are loafing on the couch more hours than is healthy? Have you blown your budget so that now you're sweating over how to pay the credit card bill next month? Has life become all play and no work? Or have you gone to the other extreme, all work and no play? Are you working long hours and neglecting your friends and family, leaving no time to have fun? If yes, you've lost your psychic equilibrium. Your divine energy is calling you to achieve moderation in all things at this time. Exercise self control, but still enjoy life and all of its delicious offerings. To be self denying to the point of severity robs you of sweetness in your life. This is not wise, nor should you be so indulgent in pleasures that your excess sickens you. Your divine invitation is to follow the path of moderation and avoid extremes of any sort. Allow yourself to enjoy life, but don't let your pleasure overrun your good sense. Follow the middle way. An all or nothing approach to life never works. So, there you have it, folks. Some of us need to find the middle ground. Right now, at this time, you are being divinely nudged to understand that any extreme would lead to self destructive behavior. Okay. Um, Total deprivation of anything will lead to self destruction, just as overindulgence of anything could lead to self destruction. And there you go, my friends. That would be the law of polarity, opposite extremes. In the end, they impact us the same way, even though it feels different. That might tip into the law of vibration. All right, let's move to laugh at your demons and see what that has to say. All right, it says here, are you judging yourself or another too harshly? There we go with the extremes again. Judging yourself or another too harshly. Have you temporarily lost your sense of humor? Are you afraid of being rejected or misunderstood, thus leading you to reject and misunderstand those around you? The truth is, there is no bad guy on the scene. So be aware not to misread the situation or take yourself too seriously at the moment. Now is the time to gain perspective and see the humor in what is temporarily causing you distress. No one is trying to hurt you. Relax and breathe. See things from others' point of view. This will bring about understanding. I'm hearing community. Your divine energy is calling you to restrain your critical ego and return to the love of your higher self. Lighten up and see the humor in the present situation. Relax and laugh a little. It will shed light on the moment and open the way for healing and progress. Your divine invitation is to break free of the psychic bondage that arises from your overly judgmental ego. Thinking of the Eight of Swords right now, where this person is trapped and it's all about the thoughts in their mind, where it says here, break free of the psychic bondage that arises from overly judgmental ego. How do we tie ourselves down with our own thoughts when we become inflexible and unable to see things from others' point of view so that we don't get trapped in our own? Because the fact of the matter is that most people, it's like what we were just saying about polarities. It's all the same, but it feels different. It's very interesting how so many different roads lead to the same destination. So it says here, break free of the psychic bondage that arises from your overly judgmental ego. Feel the low quality of vibration that such doom, gloom, and harshness brings about. Think about it. Think about when your negative thoughts start to take over, how the biological response that you have, the emotions that it triggers. Sometimes you cry, sometimes you feel anxious, you start to bite your nails, right? These are all manifestations of these negative thoughts, right? Everything aligns as above, so below. You start to feel depressed, your head starts to droop. And when thoughts are good, same thing. You might laugh inwardly and or outwardly, or smile, or have a little extra pep in your step when you feel good. Your body confirms what's going on in your mind. It says here, as sensitive or insecure as you feel at the moment, so be real with yourself, take inventory. Know that you are a beautiful soul. You are loved now and always. Trust that your higher self will guide you back to a more confident and secure place in no time. Okay, so this is just a fleeing moment of insecurity. So I'm speaking to someone right now who is usually confident and feel strong in their ability to make decisions and lead themselves and through their lives. Okay. You may be having a moment of insecurity right now. That's okay. It says here, it says, trust that your higher self will guide you back to a more confident and secure place in no time. You will find relief by regaining your sense of humor. Bless this present mess and trust that all will soon straighten out. As you laugh, be certain that it will. So, this is literally calling for you to find the humor in anything that's challenging you right now, anything that you would normally um, allow to get you to overthink, over strategize, again, feel down or aggravated or angry. Look for the humor in things right now because number one, there's a story and a message in the humor. And number two, you need to let your guard down. Some of you are in an uproar. You're besides yourselves. You're flabbergasted. Like everything is offensive right now, which really makes you sensitive to the touch. So there is a need to toughen up just a little bit. If everything impacts your emotions, then you, my dear, are not at all in control. And please understand that that can be seen, felt, and heard. So people won't allow themselves to be led by those who are not even in control of themselves. Something to consider. By laughing at your demons, you disarm them. You take some of the power away from them. I'll leave it up to you to figure out what your demons are. We can start with your triggers and how you respond to them. All right, I'll get out of your business as far as that is concerned. As I said, I'll leave that up to you. Address your addictions. Let's get to the next card and see what's going on there. Alrighty. Says here, it is time to acknowledge the addictive patterns and behaviors that are stealing your light. Is it alcohol, drugs, food, shopping, overspending, overworking, gambling, worrying, gossiping? Baby, anything can be an addiction. I hope you're aware. Because you know what? Sometimes we look at others and we look at the addictions that are obvious, that scream for attention, such as drugs, such as alcohol, such as gambling, such as overeating. Those are the ones we wear. We actually wear them all. We may not be aware that we wear them all, but we wear them all. But there's anything in the extreme. So, again, doing all things in moderation. What are you allowing to consume you right now? Because what is consuming you is siphoning your energy. So when you're all the way in the extreme, when we talk about self destruction, we talk about self depletion. We no longer have anything left for ourselves. We are spreadly thin about the world, universe, and ether, scattered about in little pieces. And all of those little pieces look crazy to everybody else because they're only seeing a small portion of the picture. So, what are your addictions? What are they today? Do you know? Do you know? Because if you don't, stop looking at everybody else and start looking at yourself. It says here, what about an addiction to negative emotions such as misery, disappointment, fear, and victimization? I don't mean to laugh, but I've been there and I've done that. And I remember I watched a video, I think it was What the Bleep Do We Know? And it was a video about how, in order to break the patterns of addiction, you have to rewire your brain, right? And you do that through repetition. So if you're depressed, if every time a depressive thought comes to you, you replace it with a positive thought, it'll be challenging at first. And you're going to have a lot of fails before you start doing this successfully. But the truth is what you're doing is building muscles or creating new neural pathways. That takes muscles, cerebral muscles to build. Okay. And it takes discipline because you're not always going to be motivated or feel strong enough to do it. But the more you do it, you start to build these new neural pathways. And so it becomes less of an addiction. And so when I laughed, it's just, remembering when before I had that knowledge, not realizing just how much of an active participant I was. And to be fair, maybe it was instilled in me through societal or familial influences, right? But nonetheless, when I became aware how much more um, of a participant I was, when I realized that I myself could change it was just amazing what the end results were. So it says here your divine energy is calling you to address your addictions so you can live as free and sorry, so that you can live as a free and unlimited spiritual being once again. So your addictions are holding you hostage, my friend, including negative thoughts. We are all prey to addictive negative behaviors, but the price we pay to leave them unchecked is the loss of peace in our spirit and the loss of authentic connection with others. It is time to recognize these costly indulgences and have the courage and discipline to become free of them once and for all. Pray for help from your higher self. Your divine invitation is to wake up from denial and identify your addictions. They're robbing you of your creativity, connection, and peace, and must be conquered now. Ahora. Your soul is asking you to enter the discomfort that comes with breaking free of these self undoing behaviors. Self undoing, destructive, self destructive behaviors. In order to live in a more conscious, creative state of being, pray for the universe to help you and then seek and accept help in every way possible. You can either live in the joy of your unlimited creative power or you can languish in addiction, but you can't do both. So the choice is yours. The choice is yours, but you just can't you choose both. I think we've all seen it on social media, the red pill or the blue pill, but there's no purple pill. You can't choose both. You got to choose one or the other. What are you choosing today, collective? Okay. Um, so, yeah, this is the 6-6 portal, inner work, divine messages of healing, self empowerment, cleansing. I hope these messages have been helpful to you. Thanks again for hanging out, stopping by. If you've enjoyed this and you are not in any way connected to the channel, you already know what to do. Talk to you soon.